So you've worked for a long time with dentists in the UK that have been strong supporters of CSR.
Yeah.
And not only in your previous incarnation, not only was Bridge to Aid a beneficiary of that, but obviously those dentists have supported other causes as well. And certainly you and I share clients who have supported Bridge to Aid, but they've also done things in the local postcode,
Yep.
which have been parallel and simultaneous to that. Now, if you look at that cohort of dental practice owners, the ones that have pressed the button and they've said, we need to do this, what do you think it is that they have in common? What's the trigger? You know, but dentistry is the delivery of healthcare, so the first hat that a dentist is wearing is the clinician's hat.
Yep.
Dentistry is also a business, so the second hat that the practice owner is wearing is a hat around profitability.
Yep.
Dentistry is also about leadership, so there's another hat that a dental practice owner has to wear, which is how do I lead this team of people? And now you're coming along with a fourth hat, which is the CSR hat.
Yep.
And you know there'll be some people watching this video who think, well, don't you think I've got enough hats to wear already? What is it that makes people put that fourth hat on and say, do you know what, we're going to do this?
I think they understand the benefits of it. I think the people that I've worked with have seen that it doesn't take an awful lot of effort to get a huge amount of benefit from having a good CSR strategy. That's the carrot. So for your team, for your patient profile, for your PR in the local community, it can be a very good thing. And all the practices I've worked with that have done it well have done those three things very well. The stick is that people expect it nowadays. So we from a generation where it was less important but becoming more so. Now with the millennials coming through, they have a very strong sense of identity around causes and doing good at work. As customers, they're very discerning as well. Well up into the 90% of people will have a more positive perception of an organisation if it does good for the community, if it does good for the environment. So you've got carrot and stick, and I think the companies that are really taking advantage of CSR and building it into what they're doing are recognising that consumers and staff really value making a difference through their work. And a lot of people will expect you to do good, particularly if you're trying to recruit in some of the more competitive professions like dentistry would be. If you want people to stay with you, and if you want to attract people, then having a good CSR strategy, having that good feel good around your team, which CSR plays a big part in, can be something really attractive. People get attracted by, yes, we want a decent salary, but there's a lot of evidence to show that people that are working as part of a positive culture, which CSR can contribute towards, where they feel engaged, where they feel that they're making a difference through their work, will put up with an awful lot more and will be much more loyal to the company in the long run if those activities are built in and if they feel some sort of sense of purpose and identity together as a team. So that's one of the things. The other one is that I think people see that by doing some of these things, they make a difference in actual team dynamics. So, chatting to some friends recently who run some fairly large companies, they got their team involved in some activities where they had to plan together, they had to work together, and actually the spin-offs in the business were huge because people that had been quite siloed in different departments had to come together for a bit of a physical challenge event. Through raising the money, through organising events themselves, they've actually broken down some of those silos, built more communication channels, and established a much better collaboration. So there's a benefit for the business, and CSR can be a vehicle for that if people choose to put that in. But it has to be planned, it has to be well worked out, and there has to be a big drive of why we're doing it as an organisation.
Okay. So